A title is supposed to be evidence of proof that you own a certain property of land or a certain piece of land. But what happens if the procedure of obtaining this title is flawed or a misrepresentation happens? Hello and welcome to this episode, and thank you for tuning in. A land title offers very many benefits when it comes to benefiting from a certain piece of land that you own. The first benefit is that you can transfer that piece of land. You can secure a loan with that piece of land. You can also get to secure capital of an investment that you want to invest in. But what happens if a certain procedure of acquiring that title was flawed, or an irregularity occurred when you are trying to acquire the title? Maybe a transfer procedure or the mother title that your title originated from is flawed. What happens then? The current Constitution of Kenya offers standards to be followed when you are doing land matters and doing land procedures, which are embedded in the Constitution, the different acts that we have. These acts form the base standard that should be followed when you are doing land procedures or when you are doing land-related matters. The first is the Land Act. The Land Act defines the relationship between the people and the land. Then Land Registration Act defines the procedures regarding land registration, which is where now we register land, we get now the proof of ownership. Then we have the Physical Planning Act, which defines the zoning regulations and the zoning rules, which now encompass the different zoning regulations such as residential and industrial zones that we have in the country or in a certain municipality. Then comes the Survey Act, which defines the different boundaries, how to demarcate them, and how to store this information, or how to document that information in different procedures. All these procedures are standards that should be followed. But what happens if a flaw occurs with this procedure? This is what leads to the cancellation of a title. A title deed should not be cancelled once it is given out or once it is registered, because the cancellation of a title brings more repercussions than the intended action. What now leads to the cancellation of a title? There are different things that can make a title to be cancelled, and that's what I'm going to discuss from now here on. One is flawed and misrepresentation. If a court of law or the registrar finds out that a certain procedure was not true, or the information offered was flawed, then that title is irregularly acquired and henceforth cannot be admissible in a court of law. The second is the allocation by an unknown office, or irregular allocation. This comes with maybe mostly land that is specifically set aside for public use. Let's say we have a public space land, a public space set aside where community engagements will be held there and different occasions can be done in that space of land. Then a certain office comes and allocates that land to an individual. After investigation, that will be unlawful allocation of land, and eventually that title will be cancelled. Another thing is absence of valid survey document. Before you produce a title, what precedes that is the surveying documents. A surveying must be carried on the ground to identify the boundaries and the exact area which now will be included on the title. If there are no evidence of survey document, then the title cannot be supported as true information, and hence in some cases it leads to the cancellation of the title. Another thing is the double allocation of a title, and this comes when corruption gets in the systems and the offices that we expect them to guard our security. In other cases, you can find that a land is owned by a certain someone, then the same land is registered to another person. This comes with the switch of green cards. Not mostly, but very rare when land is in a prime location. That's why people take risk to do that, but it is illegal and can lead to jail time. Another thing that can lead to a title cancellation is historical injustices. If a certain community faced historical injustices over a time period, then different investigating committees, the one we have that does this mostly in Kenya is the National Land Commission. They do the investigations, then they come up with a report notifying that this community or these people were done a huge historical injustice on their land. Then a procedure is followed to give back the land that was once theirs, and that hence making the person who owns the current title to be stripped from that title, and now the community is given back the title. And now these are the things that lead to the cancellation of a title. We have seen some notices here and there about such cases in recent time. That's why I saw it good to cover this episode. But cancelling a title is not a daily activity. Hence, it will require legal procedures for it to be undertaken. Hence, a court of law will be included, the National Land Commission will be included, and also the Chief Land Registrar will be included, because cancelling a land title affects very many lives, and it brings more repercussions. Also, there are different mechanisms that are followed before the cancellation of a title. Before that can happen, one is given a notice. There must be a notice before cancellation of a title. So don't be worried that one day you can wake up and find that your title is can no longer be used because it has been cancelled. Before that, before the cancellation, a demand notice will always be issued, then a gazette notice, then you can proceed with the court order and court proceedings. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.